Alright, hello, my wonderful students. This is part 2 of Foldable number 1. And for this one, we have 4 different things we're going to try to cover in this video if we can. If not, we'll kind of split it in half. We'll see how it goes from there. So the first thing we're going to do, once again, is we're going to kind of like break everything down into its primes. So for the first one we have is 125. Yes. 125, yeah. We have 125, so 125 is going to be 25 times 5, which is 5 times 5. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3 5s. So if we were to rewrite this over here, we're going to have a cubed. We're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to have 5 cubed. And then we go to the next one, which is going to be our y. Well, y can be written as, y to the 5th can be written as y cubed times y squared, because 3y cubed times y squared is y to the 5th. So we're going to go ahead and have our y cubed and our y squared. And then we're going to go to our z to the 4th. And our z to the 4th can be broken down as z to the 3rd times z, because z to the 3rd times z would be z to the 4th. So we're going to go ahead and write that down as well. Z to the 3rd, I almost wrote 4/3 times z. So now basically we're going to do what we did on the last one. We're going to kind of just separate it. We're going to put our ones that can be simplified out, and then we're going to make another one that cannot be. So it's going to be the cube root of 5 cubed times y cubed times z cubed multiplied by the ones that couldn't come out. So this came out, and this came out, or can come out. And then the ones that cannot come out would be the y squared and the z. So now we're going to go ahead and rewrite this as how it works. So now it's going to be the cube root of 5 cubed is 5. The cube root of y cubed is y. And the cube root of z cubed is z. And we're just going to tag along the stuff that could not simplify out. And this is our simplified form. Next one. The next one, we have a square root, not a cube root. So it's similar to what we've been doing before, but the same thing, we're going to kind of break it down. We're going to break it down into the squares. So once again, we can do the same thing. We have x here, and x squared can be broken down as x and x. But x squared already can be reduced out, so we can just kind of just leave it as x squared. The y to the 10th is a little different. Y to the 10th here is actually 5 pairs of y squared. I can actually write 10 y's and then we can pair them up after, but we know that 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 10. So I can actually write this here as, do it and keep it in green, just keep it consistent. Y squared and y squared and y squared, y squared, and the last y squared. And then we have our last z. Our z here, since it doesn't have a, it's only z to the 1st power, we can't really, we're not going to be able to take it out, so we're just going to kind of add it to the end. And then once again, we're going to go ahead and write out our ones that can be simplified and then our ones that cannot. So we're going to have the square root of x squared times y 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 squared times the square root of z. So these are all going to come out now. Let's do it in black. So our simplified form is going to be x, well, not yet actually, x times y times y times y times y times y times square root z. And once we do this is going to be 1x times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so y to the 5th power times square root z. And this would be our final answer for that one. The next one over here is our 36x cubed. Sorry, the square root 36x cubed. This can be written as the square root I know 36 is 6 times 6, so it would be 6 squared. And then once again, the x's, x cubed can be separated as x squared times x. So we're actually going to have, student green over here still, x squared times x. And we can go ahead and separate it again. We have our square root 6 squared times x squared times our square root x. And, oh, here my baby. So the square root of 6 squared is 6. The square root of x squared is x. And then we're going to go ahead and bring down our square root x. It's going to be a simplified form here. The last one we have over here is the square root of 18 k to the 6th power. So once again, we're going to go ahead and simplify this here. Well, I know that 18 is 9 times 2, and I know 9 is 3 times 3. So it's going to be 3 squared times 2, because there's leftover 2 here. And then we have our k to the 6th can be separated into 3k squareds. K squared times k squared times k squared. And once again, we'll separate these into 2. So we have the square root of 3 squared times k squared times k squared times k squared. And then we're going to have our leftover times radical 2, because this one's not going to pull out. And once again, we have the square root of 3 squared is 3. The square root of k squared is k times k times k, 3 of them, and times our square root 2. And when we simplify this, we have 3. K times k times k is k cubed, square root 2.